A few days ago, I attended a lower tier match in the Chinese Men's Football League. Today, however, I'm off to watch a top tier fixture in Asian women's football, the U.S. Consulate General. Well, the weather forecast indicates that it might rain during the match tonight. I brought an umbrella, but due to security concerns, stadiums often do not allow umbrellas inside. This could prove to be a problem, but I brought it along anyway. Today's game is at 7:30 p.m. So let's go to the mall near the stadium first. The weather forecast is very accurate. The venue for today's match is the Hankou Sports and Culture Center. While the location may be relatively unfamiliar, it is situated within the city center and remains quite accessible in terms of transportation. Okay, I'll pass through the ticket check. This stadium is not big and can only accommodate 10,000 spectators. But it is said that today's tickets are sold out. Today, as the reigning champions of Asia, they embark on a renewed campaign to defeat their title. Wuhan Women's FC was once a undisputed powerhouse of the Chinese domestic league. However, due to the introduction of certain league-wide balancing policies, the team has lost a number of key players, many of whom were national team regulars, and their performance in domestic competitions has subsequently been significantly impacted. Well, it's still early and the security inspection has not started yet. Row 7, number 7. 棋盘机 Oh my god. The ticket I bought is 50 yuan. It's a little far from the court behind the goal. The hosts are the Wuhan Jiangda Women's Football Club, facing off against their opponents, the Suwon Women's Football Club from South Korea. Today's match is a quarterfinal tie in the AFC Women's Club Championship, with the winner advancing to the semifinals. Wuhan Women's FC are the defending champions of the AFC Women's Club Championship. Last year, they represented Asia in the inaugural FIFA Women's Club World Cup. After defeating the champions of the Oceania, they suffered a narrow defeat at the hands of the African champions, thereby missing out a semi-final clash against the European champions Arsenal Women's FC.
带张雪峰老师来看亚冠，当有一日 AC 米兰走到欧冠决赛，本人在此立誓，将会秉承张雪峰老师的遗志，带他去看欧冠决赛。AC 米兰，您可得加油呀！不要让我等太久。
The team has recently appointed a new head coach. The coach, who led the squad last year, is reportedly a candidate for the head coaching position of the national women's team. However, the newly appointed head coach is a familiar face, having previously managed the team a few years ago. Consequently, it is hoped that the squad's adjustment period and his leadership will not be a lengthy one. The residents who live above save money on tickets, but they also have to bear the noise. Well, I just found that my position will be blocked by the flagpole. The game starts in an hour, and the number of admissions is not much at present. After the players had familiarized themselves with the pitch and left the field, the watering began. However, as it happened to be a rainy day, this ultimately emerged as a significant factor influencing the match. As the match was about to begin, the rain intensified and everyone hurriedly put down raincoats or opened their umbrellas.
What happened? So, is there a VR check in this match?
are checking. A possible goal. So if it is a return pass, that would not be offside and will be a goal.
It says goal review.
Oh, no goal. Upon reviewing the footage after the match, this appears to have been an incorrect call. Had the score been leveled at that moment, the trajectory of the game might have unfolded differently. The combined effects of pre-match watering and heavy rain during the game left the pitch slippery. However, judging by the unfit performance, Suwon Women's FC appeared far less affected, whereas Wuhan Women's FC struggled to adapt to the conditions. The rain during the match was intermittent. Wuhan Women's FC enjoyed their most promising spells almost exclusively during periods when the rain was light or had even ceased entirely. Yet, whenever the downpour intensified, they completely lost control of the game. This goal also appeared to trigger a VAR review, causing a lengthy delay before the restart. However, the final verdict confirmed that the goal stood. The disadvantage on the pitch forced Wuhan women's football to resort to yellow card to slow down their opponents' attacks. Wow. The left flank defense of the Wuhan women's team was virtually non-existent, leaving their back door wide open and allowing Suwon to launch relentless attacks. The issue of the Wuhan women's football team's relatively high average age also became apparent. Aside from the initial flurry of attacks at the start of the match, by the time halftime approached, they had been so thoroughly pinned down by their opponents that they were left utterly exhausted and struggling to keep up. Halftime, trailing 0-2. We can only hope for a miracle in the second half.
0-2 loss.
是吵架的，是吵架的，还真是在吵架。
是不是有韩国人在那里？
It seems a dispute has broke out in the stands across the way, and people are arguing. The halftime break ended, and the players returned to the field. In the second half, the foreign player took the field as well. However, rumor has it that she is a very young player who may lack extensive match experience, with her primary advantage likely lying in her physical stamina. It was only after the match entered the second half that I began to observe some more details, since my seat was positioned behind the goal and the Wuhan team's half was at the opposite end during the first half, making it difficult to see clearly. I didn't notice until the team switched ends in the second half that the Wuhan team's defense was plagued by significant issues. While watching a match in the Men's China League 2 recently, I noticed that the players on the pitch would loudly call out to remind their teammates about positioning and marking, particularly the goalkeeper and defense line, who have a clear view of the unfolding situation on the field. However, in today's match, it was the Suwon players who were vocally guiding their teammates, while the Wuhan players played in almost total silence. This was especially true of their goalkeeper, whom you rarely saw directing her teammates. Of course, it is said that this player has only recently joined the team and may not yet be familiar with her teammates. Nevertheless, this remains a fundamental duty of a goalkeeper. As anyone who follows European football surely knows, goalkeepers and center backs are constantly directing the defense line, rather than playing silently and keeping to themselves. As is evident from the current footage, the Wuhan women's team's formation has been almost completely pulled apart. Their players are chasing after the ball, resulting in a loss of defensive positioning, meaning that a single pass from the opposition is enough to create a threat. In the second half, the Wuhan women's team also thought to turn the tide through substitutions. Young talent Jiang Chenjing, who has frequently scored in crucial matches, came onto the pitch. Unfortunately, she did not have such good luck today. The consequence of this lack of off-the-ball movement is that in localized areas of the pitch, Suwon Women's FC consistently manages to establish a numerical advantage, whether providing support during attacks or executing double teams in defense. The lack of off-the-ball movement meant that Wuhan's passing game was almost entirely static, meaning players had to wait in place to receive the ball, which made them extremely vulnerable to interceptions. In stark contrast, Suwon Women's FC's passing was almost entirely dynamic. Their passes were directly into the running paths of their teammates, thereby greatly facilitating the receiving player's ability to accelerate and break through the defense. Many people left early. Due Possession was passed back and forth between the goalkeeper and the defenders. It was evident that the midfield and forward lines were completely pinned back, offering no outlets for the ball.
没人。
Nearly 6,000 people attended today's match. Had the stadium not been so small, the turnout would likely have been even higher. The Wuhan women's team did attempt through box, that is, playing the ball into a space for a player to chase, but almost all of them ended in failure. At this point, for the fans, winning the match is no longer something they hope for. They simply hope the team can score a single goal to save face. I feel a bit envious of those fans who left early. At least they will spare the sight of one more goal conceded. Three minutes added time.
Oh no.
Game is over. A 4-goal lost and eliminated. Completely different two levels.
来中国人他们看现在我听了这个，中国人楼下完全。